Morning, guys. Welcome to VerdanTech podcast. We are going to discuss for Marketing Madness all the things affecting how people can market their companies, can market their brands, their personal brands, and the effect that SEO and GEO is having on websites, traffic, clicks, all the rest of it.
Okay, cool. Thanks
Really
for having
cool
us.
topic.
Yeah. Now, we're very excited about this. I know you guys are part of the team that works with this daily. Alec, you're working with content and web design. And Ethan, you are working with technical SEO and web development. So thanks for being on the podcast and sharing your experience. And hopefully our listeners can learn something today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Cool. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Okay, so let's get to the difficult questions. I think it's always, good to start with why.
The most difficult questions first.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, get it out of the way. So first of all, let's talk about why. Why is SEO and GEO important? I think I'm going to ask you first, Alec. Talk to us traditionally. Why is SEO important? And then I'm going to ask you, Ethan, to just expand on GEO and what that means now.
Okay.
So SEO is probably the most important thing for your website to get found out there. There are a lot of factors involved in making sure that your website ranks high on Google. And what we want to achieve with SEO eventually is for your website to basically be on the first page of Google, so that a lot of people won't go to those next pages. They'll see your
nothing is
website
as hidden as the fourth page on Google search.
Yes. And so there's a lot of different things you need to do with your website. Back in the day, it was just ranking, seeing how much keywords you can just fit in there to make it work. Today, it doesn't work like that at all. We live in an environment where Google especially has a lot of auditing tools to look at your website, and they basically decide if your website should be ranked higher or lower. There's a lot of practices that you need to do on your website when you're building, the way you're structuring the content, the way the words are written. Certain sections need to be in there, and you need all those things just to be found on Google. Good SEO.
Good SEO looks much different than in the past, where it was just keywords,
Yes.
and everybody was, if you have a plumbing business, then you write an article on the website that has the word plumbing in there like 500 times.
Yes.
We do plumbing because plumbing is great and plumbing is the awesomest, that kind of thing. So those days are gone. We now have much more intelligent algorithms, as you say, and AI actually reading websites and then finding the content. And I think this is what brings us to GEO, which is Generative Engine Optimization. SEO is Search Engine Optimization. Now with generative AI, we're looking at Generative Engine Optimization. Another name for it is Answer Engine Optimization, AEO. I think the terms is so new that we're still finding the best way of describing it. But it's basically when AI sees you as authoritative, like we've discussed with SEO, and ranks you as an answer to what the question is that the person answered or asked. So just explain a little bit more around that for us, Ethan.
You actually explained it perfectly there. So what it actually is that if you optimize your website for GEO, it actually helps AI reference your business better in the search results. So when people ask you questions, AI will reference your website's answers. That's why your frequently asked questions sections in your website are so important. You need to make sure those answers those questions and those answers are correct. If you have those questions and answers, the standard answers that people actually ask, AI will then will pick those answers up and reference your website in the response. So when it references your website in the response, your chances of people clicking on your website or getting to your website are much higher, because the AI basically refers your business then to whoever, to the user that asked the question.
I had an interesting experience recently where I got a call from somebody and he said, his first words were, "Is this a real person?" And I'm like, "Yeah, as far as I know, I'm a real person." He says, "Do you guys do chatbots?" I say, "Yeah, we develop chatbots." He says, "Oh, because ChatGPT just told me to call you on this number and you can help me with chatbots." That
Oh,
was
wow.
so that was a great experience to know that the GEO is working and we're being referred to the
Yes.
services to people for the services that we're currently doing. And I think that's really where you want to go to, because people are moving away from going to Google and then searching on Google. They're going to AIs like ChatGPT and Gemini and Grok and all the rest of them, Anthropic's Claude, and asking, I've got this problem, what is the solution? And you want to be referenced as this is the people that know how to solve your problem.
Exactly. So what actually happens is if you can set your website up with as many like backlinks as you can that link back to your website from other people's websites as well, it helps AI build your website as the authority figure on whatever the subject is. So when AI does actually come back with the results, it can actually give you specific results directly aimed at whatever your question was that you asked it, and reference exactly the company that you need to contact. So if companies can optimize their GEO with their websites with GEO as soon as possible, it actually will put them ahead of their competitors in the market, because obviously when people search for stuff for any topic like that, your company will show up before your competitors do, depending on when you actually manage to set your GEO up properly on your website.
But Ethan, you mentioned something important there, backlinks. And backlinks, is not something new. That's been one of the staples of SEO as well. Can you guys just allude to me, what is the difference and the similarities between SEO and GEO?
So I would say SEO is about getting your website found on the internet. So this is for on search engines like Google, Microsoft, Bing. Doesn't matter. It just focuses on the websites. Whereas GEO is now more optimized for AI. Basically, this is like you said, your ChatGPTs, Geminis, Groks. A person asks a specific question, and that question would be answered by the AI and referred to your website if it's geo optimized. And this is why a lot of questions and the way you format your content is so important, so that it can pull that data straight from your website and give you that right answer.
Yeah, and that's, I think, part of the question that I'm asking is what strategies or what tools can you use that's the same between both of them? So it'll work for search engine optimization and generative engine optimization in a positive way. And then what is the differences? What do you have to do extra for GEO? So what's the same?
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's the same. So this is basically like blogs on your website. AI also looks at that. And FAQs, frequently asked questions. If you have that benefit section, like the top 10 reasons why to choose your website, that's also a very high ranking factor. So a lot of these things are the same between SEO and GEO. Where GEO differs a bit is it needs more relevance and trust. You need to build trust with the platform. So basically, you can't just, for example, say, we are professionals in this and this and this. You need to provide case studies, provide examples, testimonials of people saying actually how the product or the service was used. And that basically prompts the AI to get that answer straight from a credible person. GEO needs a lot of more proof, a lot of more real case scenarios to actually work.
And getting people to talk about you.
Yes,
One
absolutely.
of the things that we see is if you can get people to talk about you on Reddit, for instance,
Yeah.
because it's such a cited and authoritative space for AI, you get referred to more. This brings me to a different topic, which is technical SEO. And Ethan, I'd love for you to explore that a little bit more, specifically as well, schema markups and content structuring, how that affects SEO, but ultimately also GEO.
Okay, so just touching up on what Alex said as well, is there are a lot of similarities between SEO and GEO. The way I like to think of it is that SEO is for your ranking and GEO is for your referencing. So what that means is that if you, like you mentioned, the schema. So the schema is a set of code that you put in on your website. So it helps structure your content in your website properly. It helps Google understand the information on your website. So, for example, like if you have a number on the page that a number 30, for example, the Google will read that and not know what that number is for. Is it a price? Is it a page number or something like that? So that's where your schema markup comes in. The schema markup basically labels all the information on your page so that the search engine can reference it properly. And then with regards to the GEO, it's basically this. It falls into the same category there as well. It just helps you reference better with regards to geo when people search for anything, any topic on there. So if you have the correct information and the correct structure on your website will definitely show up on on ChatGPT or any of the AI tools like that.
Yes, and I think that's where it, if it makes sense for a human, the way you structure your website, your how the links are structured, etc., it's easier for an AI to understand as well.
Yes, yes. So the way I've been doing it is that the approach that I take is you have to structure it human first. So you structure it to face for humans first, and then SEO, and then GEO after that. So your first thing is when you're doing it, obviously to structure it towards humans, is that you have to make it as easy as possible for the user to get whatever information that they need. People don't want to click 10 on 10 different pages just to get to the answer that they need. So that's also where the SEO and the structure of your information comes into place. And that's also where your GEO comes into place. So now GEO takes that whole process and automates it basically. So if you ask a question on ChatGPT, for example, who's the best cake baker in the area? Google will just give you a list of the bakeries in your area, and then you have to still do your own research and see which one is the best. But whereas if you ask on ChatGPT, who's the best baker in my area, and you actually list your information, which area you're in, and what your specific needs are, what type of cake you're looking for, Google will analyze all that and actually reference the correct business for you. It will actually refer the correct business to you. So if you have a cake business and your website is set up correctly with a GEO, and somebody asks a question like that, your business will definitely show up, and your link will appear there, and they can get on your link directly from the AI result.
Yeah, thanks. You're making me in the mood for cake now, and I'm on a diet. Okay, we're using AI not just for search, but we're also using it to audit websites, to look at, do they have everything in place? The schema markup, the content, the FAQs, everything we've been discussing. Just talk to us a little bit about how we're using AI to quickly identify how websites can be improved.
That's actually a very good point. It actually cuts the work process down by a big margin. Before, you generally have to go in manually and go and check the code, check the backend, make sure you have the correct, the correct structure, the correct markup in the code. Now AI can actually do that for you. So it actually simplifies the process completely. For instance, if you want to audit the website and see what's the situation with their keywords, you literally just type it in on ChatGPT. You put the URL link for the website, and ChatGPT will do it all for you. So it's basically limitless. AI can do your reports for you. It can do your summaries if you have your meeting summaries. If you've got too much information to go through, AI can summarize it for you, make sure you've got the correct information you need. It basically just makes life so much easier on so many different levels.
Yeah, that's true. I saw that Ahrefs recently launched their MCP server, so you can log that directly into a tool like Anthropic's Claude, and then ask it questions about your website with the data that it has on Ahrefs. One of the tools I'm quite excited about. So, Alec, you work a lot with the content on the websites. Can you just explain what are we finding with content generated with AI versus content written by humans versus the combination where it might be written with AI and then edited by humans and quality controlled, etc. What's your experience on the effect of that?
Yeah, so what I've noticed is AI likes shortened, so everything to be short and sweet. They don't like extensive paragraphs. Something that someone would take ages to read through. They basically just want to summarize everything. And if you already summarize that on your website, the AI would have less of an overload to analyze all this long data and give you better results. What I've also noticed is if you're building a website and you are done with all the content, and you're asking our AI to audit it for you, you can also say, is this optimized for GEO? And it will give you reasons where it's strong and reasons where it needs improvement. And I've noticed a lot of the times it asks for improvement when it comes to the way titles are phrased. So if a title is just a normal statement, basically, the AI would basically want you to rephrase it as a question. Say, no, is this a question that's being asked? So yeah, there's a lot of things that you need to look in forms of wording and even content, pictures, and the page speed, all those things. They have lots of roles when it comes to the GEO.
And although the other side of the coin, and I agree with you that AI is looking for the answer to the questions, and that's why it wants you to phrase your H1 headings and your H2 headings in such a way that it knows that you are now talking to the answer of this question. But what we're also seeing is, because AI is so much better at labeling and understanding what your website is about, is that you need to generate content that is much deeper. That is a deep discussion or a deep research on a certain topic to build authority and to show that you know what you're talking about.
Yes.
So when you've got, for instance, on your blog, and I think you mentioned it as well with the blogs, is that if you can write a key article and then write articles that expands on the topics that you discuss in there, it really shows that you understand that topic quite deeply. So I think we're in a stage where you want both. You want the nice, concise summaries so that AI and people can quickly find the information they're looking for. But you also want that long form content where it shows the authority that you have.
Just to add up, so this is it's best practice to do on the homepage. Everything is summarized, nice and short, and more pages that get linked to with buttons. The deep research there would be very beneficial. So yeah, it's all about just getting everything simplified on the homepage. So the AI just does a quick scan through, and then if it needs more information, it would go a bit deeper and do that deep research on the other pages.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And sorry, also just to add on that topic, to get your website to have more authority according to the AI. Like you mentioned, you have a blog, so you can write like a full detailed blog about a certain topic, and then you can have a whole bunch of spin-off blogs after that all link to that main blog as well. So any questions that a person might be searching for on AI, it will probably pick up one of your blogs, and then it will reference your main blog as well. So it will see your website then as the authority figure on that topic.
And those internal links that you're creating to create a web of knowledge that you're basically building around a topic.
Yes.
And you want to position yourself within that.
Yes.
And I think that's where AI can become a great tool to use when it comes to generating the content. But also, you need to make sure that you humanize that content. You take out all the em dashes. Make sure that it comes from a person's perspective. Add your own stories to it. That's where it becomes really important, where you make sure that it's written from a human perspective, not just AI slop.
Yes.
Because AI is great at doing research, finding the information, structuring the information for you, but you still need to make it your own. You still need to add your own unique personal voice, because that's what people are looking for.
Exactly.
In the end, that's also what the AI is looking for.
That human touch.
Yeah, that human touch. So this is why it's so important. We, when we're working with CEOs and founders of companies on their personal brand, and what we're finding is that the most difficult thing is getting them to write content for their own website that's in their name, because the SEO will very quickly, and the GEO, pick up that they are a person of influence in this area, in this field, and that's where we want to get them. They need to be the answer when people ask AI, who can I speak to about leadership development or financial audits of companies or whatever you want them to be known for. So if you had to give advice to business owners, that's maybe working on their own websites or giving direction to their web team, what areas do they think that is low-hanging fruits where they can quickly get a few wins and implement something? Now, I know SEO and GEO is a long game, but there's some basic things that they need to have in place. I'm going to start with you, Alec.
Yeah, so I think absolutely testimonials are important. Getting all that feedback from all the clients and putting that on their website. This could be something from Google reviews or Hello Peter or a lot of other places where they can review. If you put this on your website, that's good. But also if that is on those other platforms, it's also even better for GEO, because the GEO doesn't just go through your website. The AI won't just go through your website. It would go and look at everything that was talking about your business. So I would say make sure that you have a good reputation and that there are a lot of topics that were discussed about you. If these are people that's talking on Reddit or Facebook about your brand or about your business, that's also good. Engagement is very important when it comes to these types of things.
Okay, thank you. Ethan?
Yes, just to add on that, I'd like to say what Alec was saying is correct. So you need to let your business, you need to let your website be a source of truth, basically. So the more information you have out there, whether it's in the form of blogs or testimonials or your frequently asked questions, if you have them structured correctly, the AI will see your website as a source of truth and authority. So the more information you have out there regarding your website on any of these other tools like blogs or anything like that, the better, because then AI will see and all of it will be referencing to your website. So AI will definitely then see your website as the truth in that whatever the topic is that the users were searching for.
Yeah. So I think point one, make sure there's good things to say about you.
Yes.
Point two, get people to say it.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the main thing.
And then point three, get it on your website.
Definitely.
So yeah, definitely, it's something that is easy to action and has very long-term benefits. What are your predictions for the future? What do you think is going to happen next? I mean, we're already seeing a 20 to 25% decrease in organic clicks to websites because people are getting the answers they're looking for directly from, for instance, Google Answers or Google AI Answers. And personally, I think that trend's going to continue. I think people are going to get the answer directly from AI and don't need to go to websites anymore. What do you guys think?
Definitely. I think that's definitely what's going to be happening because at the end of the day, most people are lazy. They don't want to look extensively for an answer to their question. They want to ask the question and they want the direct answer right away. So I think AI is definitely playing a big role in that, and I think it's definitely just going to continue from there. AI is going to basically take over everything.
This is why you say please and thank you. Because
Exactly.
when the AI overlords take over, they should remember you fondly.
They can see that you were asking your questions in a polite way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, Alec, what do you think?
Yeah, no, from my perspective, I think this is going to blow up completely. There's going to be a massive influx of people using the AI more in the future, especially if we're looking today at the younger generation. I would say 80% of them are just using AI right now for everything. And if you just look in the future, 10 years from now, where would they be? They would have kids probably, and then the kids would just know AI. I'm a firm believer in the dead internet theory. It's a theory that AI is going to basically take over the internet, and that would be the future. If we're looking at how things are going now and how fastly how fast AI is evolving, I think it will definitely be something that would be the new medium for search engines. I don't think SEO would still be there in the future, but I think GEO would come first and then SEO.
Yeah, we'll probably have a trained marketing AI for each company.
Yes,
that will interact with other AI agents and give them the information they need.
It's very scary to think about.
Yeah, but that's really the future that we're working towards. Well, not working towards necessarily. I think adapting to is one where each company will have their own AI agent whose task it is to look at marketing, positioning the company correctly, answering questions from users, answering questions from other AIs in the best way. and there's going to be a natural evolution of GEO and SEO into training up your own AIs that does this work for you. So yeah, I agree with you. We're in for some interesting times in the future, and but I think that's why we love the job. It's every day is something new.
Indeed.
Every day we have to learn so much new things happening. There's no day when I haven't learned something.
Yeah.
True.
And this is why I think companies should get on board now. Now is the best time. This is something it's still fairly new, but it's growing very fast. So we don't want people to miss out on this. A lot of companies are starting with GEO, and they don't want to fall behind. So now is the time to do this.
It's almost like the old keyword days where, if you can be ranked for a keyword first, you've got that advantage.
Yeah.
And we're now in that time again. Those that optimize for GEO as fast as possible will be ranked by AI, which means that they will have success, which means they will get the leads that they need to grow and expand. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. There's a saying, it's not AI that will take your job, it's those that leverage AI that will. And in this case, when it comes to marketing, SEO and GEO, I believe it's the same thing. Yeah. Those that don't put their heads in the sand and try and ignore it until it goes away, but actually goes out and slays this dragon, those are the ones that will be successful.
Yes.
Okay, guys, I just want to say thank you very much for this great discussion. I've learned some new things as well. Thank you for that. And thank you for sharing. And we're excited to continue this conversation when we next talk about the AI agent that does the marketing for us. So we can, go for a beer more often.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure. And I just want to say thank you for Dietmar from Just Like That Productions. Just Like That, he made an awesome podcast for us, for his professionalism and just his technical expertise. It's great working with him. And then also for Collab Mainland Main for sponsoring this great venue for us that we could do this recording in. It's a beautiful setting, and you should definitely check them out if you're looking for a professional space to host your business in. Lastly, if you found this interesting, if you want to know more, if you are worried about your own website and want us to do an audit on your website and how it looks towards AI and how it can be improved, please get in contact with us at VerdanTech. So the website is Verdan.tech, TECH, and engage with us. You can also contact me on LinkedIn, Dennis Krill. I should be there, and looking forward to see you in future.